Fallout 76 is absolutely a fun game, and if you want to challenge me on that statement, feel free to come back to me in the comments below. In this video, I'm going to be explaining why Fallout 76 is fun, and just giving my reasons on it. I have recently hit over level 100 in Fallout 76 on my PC character, and after playing over 1600 hours, 1400 hours on my Xbox character, and then moving over to PC, and now replaying through the game, I can definitely say that without even having started the majority of the story content, that it is fun just for the sake of it. The farming is somehow very addicting. The resource grinding, the house building, everything about it. It's the same situation, especially with the camp building. The camp building, once you get enough resources, it can be extremely addicting. My camp is pretty low, like build, low tier, so I'm not expecting a lot out of myself, but there are still a lot of camp ideas, and especially if you go around the game and you find people's camps, they can look awesome. I've seen some pretty cool builds. I've seen some like militarized bases. I've seen some like just really cool ideas by using like walls. I've seen surroundings. I've seen very basic camps where it's literally just crafting benches surrounded by like barricades, right? But they still make it look cool. I've seen a lot of awesome ways of older, higher level players being able to make their own camps, and it comes back to that fun aspect and the grind as well. I don't know what it is about killing super mutants and ghouls and just farming for XP, leveling up, and repeating that process, but it is somehow a lot of fun. I don't get it. Like, I don't know how I'm just a fan of the Fallout 76 gameplay loop, so that's why, but I promise you, this game is a lot of fun for that aspect. And coming off of level 500, off of my Xbox character, coming to level 100, some people might ask me, why are you doing this all over again? And I've spent over 45 hours in Fallout 76 once again, after my other 1400 hours. I've also made a video on that. After spending 1400 hours in this game, why are you spending another 45? You know, probably going to go up to 100, 200, 300. It's because the game is fun. It is fun, and I know I've said that like 5-6 times now in the video, but the game is unequivocally fun. It is a lot of fun to play, and solo even, right? I have not played with like any friends on this game yet, and I am completely fine with playing Fallout 76 as a solo player. Even by just meeting people in events and doing events, the game is a lot of fun from all of the events that they add, especially in 2024, man. Like, the game is so good, and it's not even getting into the story content as well. You know, I've spent over 45 hours in the game, and I have not touched any of the story content except the Wayward quest line and about half of the main quest line. And when I talk about the main quest line, I'm talking about the stuff that launched when the game actually launched, like the stupid, you know, no NPCs quest line. But I'm actually a fan of that quest line with all like the good. It has good writing. It has a great story. It's just, you know, I kind of wish that Bethesda made the characters alive, because it would have been like one of their best stories told if they had NPCs that weren't dead all the time. But it goes back to that, there's so much content to play in this game as well, like an unbelievable amount of content that Bethesda's added, and with all the patches that they've added, with all the support that they're still going with, even with some recent fumbles, like in my opinion their scoreboard system moving over to season passes. I'm not a fan of how they moved it, but some people like it, some people like it, and there's just so many ways that they have supported the game through extra content, through even new weapons, and even this new weapon called the Cremator I have in my inventory right now. Now, I am talking while I am playing live, so it is very tricky for me to even hear myself while talking, but the Cremator is a pretty cool weapon. But I'm not a fan of how it's hidden behind the season pass, but it's not like you don't have to pay for anything, right? It's free behind the season pass. You just have to hit a certain level. So there are a lot of cool weapons that you can also unlock, and the Cremator is like the fire gun from Fallout 3. I don't remember, like the incinerator. It's literally that, except it's slower. So there are a lot of cool weapons, like the Gatling gun I'm using right now. Probably one of the best heavy weapons for lower to mid-tier level players. Like, this gun shreds through enemies, and the ammo consumption is very low. Like, I probably started this gun out at 3,000 ammo. I'm now at 15,000 ammo, because now, after a bunch of recent updates, Bethesda now, you know, if you kill an enemy, they'll potentially drop ammo. And a lot of times, when I kill an enemy, they'll drop from like 13 to 15 bullets up to 50, and where I'd only spend say 5 or 6 bullets killing an enemy, I now get quadruple, triple my ammo return, which I think is awesome. And there's so many awesome ways that Bethesda have actually made the game fun, because at launch, I mean, I thought the game was fun at launch, and that's just because it was Fallout multiplayer, right? I mean, my concept of it, and I was young as well, so I'm impressionable, you know, I'm a big fan of Fallout. I'm not going to criticize the game a lot. As I've gotten older, I have seen that the game had a lot of issues. It inherently had a lot of issues, but nowadays in 2024 especially, this game, man, like, I gotta say, it's one of the best live service games you can play, and how it's still being supported, and how I've made this point as well, how games like Red Dead Online have not lasted longer than Fallout 76. The one game I thought would last longer than Fallout 76 is definitely Red Dead Online. I'm surprised GTA Online lasted longer than Red Dead Online, and I understand it's the big money maker, but like, I fully expected Red Dead Online to be their new thing, and they just failed. Rockstar failed to see it through. But how Fallout 76 has turned the test of time and have beaten so many live service games, like it's actually crazy how many games they've surpassed and beat because of their consistency. And I know it comes down to Bethesda needed a revenue stream anyway, so they weren't going to abandon the game. But still, like, even if they weren't going to abandon the game, they didn't need to fix and support the game. They could have left it, right? They could have abandoned it. They could have left it for other means. They did not need to fix the game. They did not need to take a year and a half, 2 years to add Wastelanders, to add their Battle Royale, which sadly they've removed, to add all these other features and awesome content. They just didn't need to add. They could have abandoned the game, taken their millions of dollars that they potentially made, and, you know, left the game and taken that bad reputation, but they decided to start work and put in that effort and actually make the game fun. Like, I'm telling you, if Fallout 76 launched right now in the state it's in, it would get like 90s on Metacritic. I guarantee you, this game is actually perfection when it comes to a Fallout multiplayer kind of gameplay loop, and it is a lot of fun to be able to continue this gameplay loop. And it's coming from all the rewards and grinding as well. If you're a fan of Elder Scrolls Online and you like grinding, you like earning resources, I can tell you Fallout 76 is an awesome game for that too, man. There's so many different kinds of currencies, albeit some of them are annoying to get. Like, there's the tickets you get from expeditions. There's script you can get from scrapping legendary weapons. There's caps, obviously. There's gold bullion as well, which is for like the high level gear once you get for completing the Settler and Raider quest line, right? Like, that's the high level gear that you need the plans for. It is very expensive to get, but the rewards you do get out of it are extremely good. There's so many ways for you to actually like play Fallout 76 as well. Like, all the different kinds of loot and all the different kinds of builds that you can make. You can make Fat Man builds if you want, where you're just explosive. My personal favorite is the Heavy Gunner, and the one I'm actually going for in this character is a one-shot pistol build, which I know kind of sounds crazy, but I've seen other PC players do it, and I really want to try it. Like, there's so many different ways of being able to play the game. I've seen bow builds, I've seen lever action builds, right? One-shot rifle builds, I've seen automatic rifle builds, I've done an automatic rifle build, I've seen two-handed and one-handed melee, I've done that. I've seen shotgun builds, I also did that. My character, when he was low level, he had a shotgun build, even though the output of the damage was awful, but it was still a lot of fun to play, right? I mean, I had a lot of ammo. So, there's so many different ways to play through the game, and that it is just so much fun. And the quest lines as well, everything coming down to it. And surprisingly, I know when I'm looking over this landscape as I'm talking, the game is not the most beautiful game. But, like, come on, man. Like, this doesn't look bad. And especially for Bethesda's outdated ass engine, that looks surprisingly good for what they can do. I'm gonna be honest. Seeing Watoga over there, seeing this huge, like, rain cloud storm and all the other just areas of the trees and the fields, it does look gorgeous, I would say, at least for the art style. And as I jump off this mountain, it does look beautiful. It does have that sense of beauty to it. I've taken screenshots of like the towns where the fucking game actually completely looks different just because of the lighting differences. The game can look good when it wants to be. Now, if you're looking at it like that doesn't look good. But then you turn and then you look like that looks good. But then you turn 1 second and it's like, that looks all right, not good. You keep turning, it kind of looks bad, but then you look back at this huge field and it's like, okay, that doesn't look so bad. It actually looks pretty good. And the graphics really, and the performance as well, really adhere to a solid gameplay experience. And when a game does run 60 FPS, because of patches from Xbox, from PlayStation, and from PC, obviously, the game does run very well. Like, I've played it on Xbox and it ran very well. Playing on PC right now, I do have a 4070, so, I mean, if you have a lower tier PC, don't take it from me, because I do have a pretty good graphics card, but, like, it runs very well on my PC at least, and I know it's going to run well on a lot of other people's PCs, just because it's not a very graphically intensive game, right? Like, I haven't checked the minimum or recommended specs, but I can't anticipate that the game is super intensive for, PCs. And the consoles, if the Series X and PS5 can run it at 60 FPS without like a next gen patch and it's just unlocked and capped, I think you're fine. But one of the best parts about Fallout 76 as well is the ease to make new friends. So when I go to the map, right, and you go to social and you go to public teams, right here, you can join public teams for someone's doing expeditions. Casual, you can make your own team and people will join. Like expeditions right now. If I join this expedition, someone's probably, they're in Atlantic City right now. There's so many different ways to actually interact with people, and even going to Photoshop, I've taken. So when I go to Photoshop, when I actually go to my photo gallery, there's so many different pictures I've already taken. I mean, I already have my main one. You can go to my second one, right? I think this is my first picture of my camp, right? You know, when I had my fire breather gear on, or my third one when the fashion out event was going on, or the fourth one when I got my new Scorch Beast mask, fifth one I was doing it, sixth one I got my power armor finally. I took a picture over this huge landscape outside my camp. Seventh one we were doing the Meat Week event. Eighth one I found this funny event, you know, where we were marrying these two robots. It was a good one. The ninth one, you know, where I kind of started my new chair thing. 10th one, the Mothman cult event started obviously. 11th one, another Mothman cult picture. 12, I took a picture of myself in the chair, and recently with my new outfit and my chair. There's a lot of those pictures as well had pictures with other players, right? A lot of them. Like that one with the Meat Week with the drums, none of those players were me, right? They were all completely other players. I thought it just looked like a good picture to take, so I did take it. And what's awesome about those pictures is that they can sometimes be photo backgrounds. Now, right now, it isn't showing me because it's showing a Atlantic City background, but a lot of the times with those experiences and with those awesome pictures that you do take, say you could take a picture from like a year and a half ago, and then you'll see the picture again in your loading screen, and you'll be like, wow, that's an old like picture. I have that memory, and then you get that like just remembrance of you and the boys, or you and doing that event. You'll have that memory, and it's so cool though, because you will remember that experience, and you will remember, look, that was a lot of fun doing that. I enjoyed doing that event. I enjoyed playing with the boys. Like, I've taken pictures on Xbox with like 10 people, and we had huge like lines of people. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, even just playing with randoms, even talking, even if we didn't friend each other, it was fun. Like, I mean, I've seen the same camp, surprisingly, I've seen the same camp on PC twice now. That's the only time I think I've ever seen the same player twice in the same game, unless they're trying to like follow me through a different session. But I was really surprised when I found the same camp twice. There's just so much to do in Fallout 76 overall, and if you haven't played the game yet and you enjoyed kind of listening to my rambling while playing Fallout 76, consider leaving a like, sharing, commenting, and subscribing if you also choose to. I do kind of want to make more just commentary videos like this as well, where I kind of just talk, even if it is unedited and, you know, not very scripty. It's just kind of me talking and rambling. I'll probably have to work better on it, but I also do want to work better on like my public speaking kind of, and just talking without, you know, being prepared for it, because if I can get better at that, then I mean, video content is just going to get better. And with experience, I mean, more people subscribe, more people enjoy my content, and also, I do love Fallout 76, right? This isn't just me making a video for the sake of making a video. I love this game. I've loved it since launch. I mean, my Xbox achievement profile can prove that for itself. I think I completed the Scorch Beast Queen event within like a month of the game coming out, right, man? I was like ready to go. So there was so much fun to have in Fallout 76, and just so much fun in general to play with the game. And if you haven't already, you have to go play the game, okay? But I'm gonna stop rambling now and finally end the video. So if you did enjoy, like, share, comment, subscribe if you so choose to, and I'll see you guys in the next one.